I just got back from watching Marvel's Avengers Infinity War. Wow, just speechless. And I still want to process the movie. I mean, Marvel has been building up this movie for a long time now. Like from the first Avengers that we could see Thanos want to get all the Infinity Stones and like do what he wants to do for the universe, like wipe out half of the people or population. So this movie is finally from all the previous Marvel movies and like a big showdown and a conclusion into this chapter. And in a way, I think this movie is mainly focused on Thanos. And I mean, I was quite surprised. First of all, the movie is quite long. It's 2.5 hours. It's the longest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I think they focus on Thanos really well. They spend a long time to building up his character, his personality, his drive to achieve what he wants to achieve, and a little bit backstory as well. I think a lot of the previous Marvel movies they didn't really spend a lot of time on the villain, like why he wanted to do what he wanted to do, and personality and backstory and you know, and this one, because the stage is way bigger, it's way grander than all the other ones, so they spend quite a lot of time on Thanos. In a way, I think he's the main character in this movie, and the performance is really well as well. And as for the other superheroes, even though there are a lot of them in this movie, I think the movie really have quite like they give them equal time on the screen to do what you want to do what they wanted to achieve. And even in the fighting scenes, because from the trailer you can already tell that like the whole Avengers was separated into different groups, like Captain America and his group, and Iron Man and his group, and even the Guardian of the Galaxy. So they have their different tasks, different goals they want to achieve. And even between all these different groups, they have equal time to tell their stories and, you know, to focus on their own personalities and own stories. I especially like the chemistry between Robert Downey Jr. and Cumberbatch, Iron Man and Doctor Strange. Like, they already have a lot of characters in there, so like they don't really have a lot of time to build up interactions and stuff. But between those two, I felt like they spent quite a long time together, and there are a lot of interactions and the insults between those two. I think the chemistry is there, and it's really good performance between those two. As for the fighting sequence, I think like it's Marvel. They did a really top class job to have different fight sequence, because like I mentioned, they have different groups, and different groups are fighting with different enemy, like from the Thanos sidekick, but they equally have a very like they give them enough time to show the whole fight sequence, to show that even though they are not Thanos himself, they're just Thanos servants, they still spend a lot of time fighting them, like to show how intense this movie and this story really is. Like it's no longer just one villain on Earth where, you know, they spend a few times and then they solve it. It's way bigger than them, the Avengers, and way bigger than the Earth. And like even fighting the psychic, they have to try their very best to struggle. So I like that part a lot. And also, without spoiler, different groups from Avengers, they have different tasks to do. So not only the story is different, it's not the same, so you won't get bored. But also the fighting, like what they wanted to achieve is different as well. So like you can see a different side, like different side of fight as well. So it's very exciting thing to keep the audience, into the story, not just like they give the same task or same fighting purpose to all of them. And I think the pacing of the movie it's decent as well, because like I said, this is the biggest event in the Marvel universe, and a lot of things happen in this movie, a lot. So they try to focus on different groups and different stories at the same happen at the same time, and I wouldn't call it non-stop fighting, but there are a lot of fightings. But between each fightings, there is some small bit, stories and storytelling and stuff. But I felt that they always have they can always capture the audience. Like, there's always something going on happen. There's always something going on, and this like to keep you interested in the movie, and the tone as well. You can clearly see the first third or first half of the movie is still a lighter tone, because they're not fully introduced Thanos to the Avengers yet, and so like more jokes between the members. But in the second half, they have to face Thanos, the Mad Titan, and when he was on the second half of the movie, he's already have a few stones on his garment, so it's a very serious situation. So the tone was like more darker, more intense, more fighting, more defending your homeland. I really like it a lot, because the story, this chapter should be more intense. And the ending, we have to talk about the ending. Oh my god. First of all, it's nothing similar, nothing like what the trailers suggest, because the trailer showed something, and a lot of people were guessing, oh, like who died or who didn't die, who survived. But the trailer was it's totally different from the movie itself. I'm still shook by the ending, and like everybody in the theater was surprised and shook as well, and like even some people beside me were start crying and wiping the tears. I mean, obviously some people die in this movie because of how to tie in with the comics, but the way it tells a story, and just like without spoiling or anything, it's just very, very shocking, and very, very, it's like significant. Like it totally changed the landscape of the cinematic universe of Marvel. It's like, what are they gonna do next? Just wow. Like what will happen next? Because Thanos is gonna get all the stones eventually, and if that happened, what will the Avengers do? And let's just say some people died. Really significant, really impactful to the universe, and it's just crazy. And for the after credits, there's actually only one after credits. It's one at the very end, and they don't really have that much detail, except for for only one that linked to the future films, obviously, but just eager to see what they will do next. But overall, it's just great film. Not just a comic book movie, but a great movie as well. And because how people attach to the characters, to the stories, it builds up. It just it's like the conclusion of the big one big chapter, and you want to see what happened next. So I definitely recommend everybody to watch this movie. And that's my first movie review, non-spoiler movie review as well. So I hope you like this video, and I hope you like the movie, and in the future I may do some more review as well. So thanks for your time, and maybe I'll see you next time.